look at the stars, they find me. You shine so bright.
What's going on, guys? It's Steve. So we're 4-6 now. The New York Knicks, they're getting better as days progress and the season progresses. So what am I noticing about one of the best players of all time right now? What am I noticing about Carmelo Anthony? Carmelo Anthony, he's looking good. I do have some concerns. I'll focus on the concerns first, and then I'll talk about the positives after. So the Knicks are 4-6. We just beat Dallas. Carmelo Anthony had 24 points, pretty solid game. 24 is nothing for him really. He had 18 in the third quarter. He did his thing. So the negatives. Here are some of the biggest negatives that I'm seeing about Melo. Now, there are probably 3 that I can think of off the top of my head. The first thing is defense. Now, last season, he played pretty decent defense. It was pretty good. It was above average, But this year, it's not looking good. The entire team's not looking good, but it starts with him. He's cooking everyone that's guarding him. But the problem is on the other. Oh my gosh! What? This is like 5 days in a row with the stuttering. On the other end of the court, he's getting cooked. So that's a problem. He's allowing people to get past him. In front of it, he's not doing a good job on defense. He's going for, he's getting stuck on screens and off-ball screens too, I see some positives on his defense. He's communicating, he's directing people, so that's the positive about the defense. He's communicating with his teammates, he's screaming at people, telling them where to go. But then, when he's the one that's isolating on defense, he's letting his defender blow by him for the most part. He did a pretty solid job on DeMar DeRozan to end, that Toronto Knicks game. He slowed him down a little bit for the most part. And that's something that I've noticed throughout Carmelo throughout his entire career. And, I guess you can't knock him for it, but at the same time you can. Because when you look at other all-time greats like Jordan or Kobe or LeBron, it doesn't matter who they were going up against, On defense, they were going to lock you down no matter who they were going up against. Whereas Melo, and I've told you guys this before, Melo, he only tries against great players. And that's why he holds great players to, lower averages than their career average. And I've proved that numerous times with LeBron. He has the best record against LeBron. He holds LeBron to lower numbers than most defenders in the league. Actually than pretty much all of them. Even Kawhi. Which is crazy because Kawhi is one of the best defenders ever. And that's the knock right now against Melo that I'm noticing. The biggest thing about Melo is his defense is worse. It's not good. It was pretty good last year, and then this year it's not looking good. He's only trying when he's going up against other star players, which is typical of him because he's been doing that his entire career. Melo, we need you to go hard the entire time. I understand. I like that you're telling everyone where to go. You're telling people when to switch. You're calling out the picks and the screens before they even occur. I like that you're doing that. But what I don't like is you're not trying on your end of the side, oh my gosh, you guys, man, listen, I do have a speech impediment, but let me just, what I mean. Anyway, I sound like an idiot. Melo is not doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's supposed to be locking down anyone, no matter who it is. He let Tobias Harris in the beginning of the season cook him, and that's not good, man. That's not good. He needs to improve ASAP, right now on defense, because it's not. The defense right now with the Knicks, they're not looking good on the defensive end. Offensively, they have no problems. And let's go on to the next topic that has to go. Well, they do have one problem. Well, a few problems. But for the most part, in terms of Melo, he doesn't have a problem. The only problem that Melo causes to everyone else, when I meant Melo doesn't have a problem, is he doesn't have a problem scoring. But when he's off the ball, he's not moving. He's stagnant, and it's slowing down the offense. Which is, it's kind of... It's not frustrating for me to watch because I understand that's the way he is. That's the way he plays. Kobe played like that. Jordan played like that. But when you have a losing record, it stands out more. So that's another knock at him. And then another thing. What I'm noticing, what's good about his offense, he's passing the ball more. He's allowing plays to develop when he's off the ball. He's allowing plays to develop when he's on the ball. He's passing to Porzingis. He's getting Porzingis involved. And Melo's actually looking to pass before he's looking to shoot. The only time he's looking to shoot is when he has his back to the basket. when he faces up to the basket and he has the ball behind his head, he's scanning the floor to see, okay, is there a play developing? Can I see what's going on ahead of time? That's what he's doing. He's looking for the pass, and that's a good thing. I'm happy that he's doing that, and that's why Porzingis' numbers have increased. He needs to be a little more consistent. Porzingis needs to be a little more consistent, but that's why his numbers are increasing. So that's a good thing. It's a good thing for the New York Knicks that Melo's looking to pass first, But then the thing about that is that kind of gets me a little frustrated is, the coach, it's like, okay, I understand you this is your rotation. I understand that you're the coach, but at the same time, you can't have Melo off the floor for half of the fourth quarter for losing. That doesn't make sense, But he's looking to pass more. And in terms of scoring, I told you guys this before, and a lot of you guys were saying, "Oh, he's out of his prime." No, he's not. It's evident. He could easily be averaging 30 plus right now, like DeRozan is, but he's not taking a lot of shots, and his minutes are like 31 minutes per game, compared to DeRozan's. And I mean, Melo, he, in the first half he's averaging like 16 points per game, and then in that third quarter he had 18 in the third. He's doing his thing. It's just either the Knicks are getting blown out or they're blowing the other team out. So he's either resting the entire fourth quarter when they're winning, or he's either resting the entire fourth quarter because they're getting blown out. So that needs to change for the entirety of the New York Knicks. But so far, Melo's looking good. I told you guys, he's still in his prime. He's looking better. It's going to take some time for the Knicks to click, but they're getting better and better. I told you guys, man. Like, I know you guys seem like think I'm biased. Yeah, I understand me saying like, oh, he's the third best player in the world. I'm not saying I don't believe that anymore, and I'm not saying I do believe that. But what I am saying is, he's still in his prime. And a lot of you guys were like, he's not even an all-star anymore. He's not even in his prime anymore. Well, I mean, this season is evident. He's averaging like 24 points per game, 5 rebounds and 3 assists on like 6 rebounds and 3 assists on like 31 minutes per game. And it's going to continue to go up because his scoring output is continuing to go up. He's doing his thing. And there's no one that can stop him offensively. No one in the East can stop him. The only person that could even stand a chance to slow down Carmelo is LeBron James. That's the only person. But even then, they equal each other out. Yeah, LeBron does more on the court. I understand that. But in terms of the scoring and the defending each other, they equal each other out. So it's going to come down to, if they play each other in Eastern Conference Finals, or maybe in the second round, it's going to come down to, I doubt they're going to play in the first round, but either the second round of the Eastern Conference Finals is going to come down to who's putting up the most points and who has the most help. And right now, Cleveland, they're unmatched. No team in the world can beat that team in a best of 7. First of all, LeBron James could beat any team with any players right now in a best of 7. Yeah, well, that's kind of a stretch, but you know what I'm saying. That's how good he is, and for him to have Kevin Love doing what he's doing and Kyrie doing what he's doing, there's no match. So those are the pros and cons that I'm seeing so far with Carmelo. I love that he's passing the ball more. He's looking to pass first, which I absolutely love. He's allowing plays to develop. He's calling people out. He's telling people where to go. He's becoming a floor general. He's leading by example for the most part. But the only knock on him is when he doesn't have the ball, sometimes he gets stagnant. And another thing is on the defensive end, at times when he's not playing star players, he plays lazy. He gets stuck on screens, or he'll call for a switch that doesn't make sense. Like, for instance, the other day, I don't remember exactly which team they were playing, but Derrick Rose and Melo were near the wing, right? And Melo switched to go onto the point guard, and he put Derrick Rose on the big man. And that didn't make sense to me, Melo's like probably, it's either him or LeBron in terms of the strongest players in the NBA, and DeMarcus Cousins. In terms of the strongest players in the NBA, Andre Drummond's up there as well. So in terms of that, Melo, he doesn't have a problem with guarding big man. So that switch didn't make sense to me. But overall, he's playing well. He's doing his thing. He's looking good. He's proving that he's still a superstar, and he's obviously still going to be starting at the Eastern Conference All-Star yet again for 10th time in his career, doing his thing. You know how he does, man. That's Carmelo for you. Really underappreciated player. So yeah, man, he's underappreciated. I want to say something else. I love you guys to death, but yesterday you guys made me laugh. You did. I said I was gonna start introducing, start saying people's names that were like respectful and, put their opinion out there and, try to debate respectfully. But that doesn't mean I want you guys to kiss my ass, don't take that in the wrong way. I'm messing with you guys, but that doesn't mean I want you guys to kiss my ass saying, "Oh, Steve, I love your content." This. You don't have to do that, man. Just don't do that. I don't like that. I don't like praise. I don't like when people praise me. Just leave what you. I understand you guys love my content. I love you guys. Thank you for that. But you guys don't have to kiss my ass. So just in the comments, just type in whatever you want, but don't praise me, please. I do not like that. It's not a religious thing. I just do not like it. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I just don't like when people praise me. I'm just a normal person. I'm just a normal person. So I thank you guys so much for that. But at the same time, please, please, please understand that I don't like when people praise me. I love the support. You can, in a sense, you can support me by liking the video and sharing the videos with your friends, and sharing it on Facebook and Twitter and things like that. That I appreciate. But you guys don't have to sit there on every single comment section, saying, "Oh, Steve, I love your videos. You're the best in the world." There's I thank you guys for that. But you guys, I don't want you guys to feel like I want you guys to praise me, because I don't. So I hope I didn't come off the wrong way yesterday. And, hopefully I'm not coming off the wrong way today. I don't want to seem like an asshole, but I don't like when people praise me. It's just not the type of person I am. I'm a humble guy. I stick to myself, and I just work hard, and hopefully one day it'll pay off, Hopefully. I've been doing my thing, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing my thing, but, hopefully sooner or later it'll pay off. And, this could be the biggest basketball channel on YouTube. In real life videos, sneaker videos, crossing. Yesterday, guys. Okay, if you guys are even watching this part of the video, yesterday I went to the park to meet up with one of my friends. He didn't tell me that a few of his friends were coming, and I was like, "All right, are they good?" He's like, "Yeah, they're pretty good." I'm like, "Guy, are they good?" He's like, "Yeah. I'm telling you, they're good." I get there, and I'm like, "All right, let me see what these dudes got." So we start playing one-on-one knockout. Pretty much what that is, let's say there's 5 people playing, right? So 3 people are on the sidelines and 2 people are playing one-on-one. The first one to score stays on the court. Loser gets off the court. Another person comes in, and it keeps recycling. First one to win 6 times wins the game. So we were doing that, and we were doing like a best of 7, and I never got off the court. I never got off the court. I was crossing people over. I was throwing it between their legs. I felt so bad because, when someone, I feel bad, man. And I'm going to feel like an asshole saying this. But when someone thinks they're good, and then when you play them, they're not as good as you, and then they have a self-reflection, and they start feeling bad about themselves, and they start looking sad and staring at you with a sad face and things "Oh, I wish I was this good." You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be like an asshole, but that's what I was doing to kids yesterday, and I felt so freaking bad. I was like, "Oh man, buddy, don't worry about it, man." So I stopped with the crossing over, and I just played mellow, back to the basket, front to the, you know what I mean? But yeah, hopefully one day we can, hopefully one day I'm making enough money off YouTube that, we can rent out a gym for a day, and me and you guys could be playing one-on-one. We could have a one-on-one competition, and I'm gonna bust all y'all asses. So y'all better be ready for that, cause I'm not going easy on any of you guys. I'm going hard on everyone. And guys, so I want to play Cash Nasty and Pretty Boy Fredo so badly, man. I cannot wait till I have a large YouTube channel, because I want to play those two so freaking badly one-on-one. Oh my gosh, dude, I'm gonna catch some ankles, man. Alright, guys, this video is going on way too long. So just to wrap things up, Melo's doing his thing. He does have his flaws, but he's pretty good right now. The Knicks should be solid. I appreciate you guys' support, but please, you don't have to praise me in the comment section. And when we are large enough and I can rent out a gym for a day for us to play one-on-one, I am going to bust all of y'all asses. I'm calling y'all out right now. I'm going to bust all y'all asses. And if I do lose, I'll shave my head. It's been Steve. I'm out of here. Peace.